Professor Zalthek's mandibles clicked in irritation as the communication device on his desk chirped insistently. The Krillian instructor had been in the middle of explaining the theoretical impossibilities of faster-than-light travel to his mixed-species advanced physics class when the interruption occurred. As I was saying, he resumed, his four eyes scanning the amphitheater-style classroom, the quantum barriers that prevent... The door hissed open, and three figures in formal Galactic Academy uniforms entered. The lead officer, a tall Vorthak with ceremonial ribbons across his chest, carried an ornate box that seemed to shimmer with importance. Behind him walked two honor guards, their faces grave with purpose. Every conversation in the classroom died. 200 cadets from 47 different species turned to stare at the unexpected visitors. In the back corner, a human cadet named Marcus Chen slouched lower in his seat, hoping to avoid whatever bureaucratic nightmare was about to unfold. "Professor," the lead officer announced, his voice carrying the weight of authority. "We apologize for the interruption. We are here on official business from the Galactic Defense Council." Zalthek's mandibles twitched. "This is highly irregular. Can this not wait until after—" "I'm afraid not, sir." The officer's gaze swept across the room. "We are looking for the occupant of seat 43A, an honor that cannot be delayed." Every head turned to follow the seat numbers, row by row, section by section, until all eyes landed on the unremarkable human in the far corner. Marcus felt his stomach drop. He had specifically chosen that seat because it was tucked away, forgotten, invisible. Now it felt like sitting under a spotlight. "That would be Cadet Chen," Professor Zalthek said, his voice carrying a note of confusion. "Though I must say this is most unusual. The boy barely speaks in class." Marcus reluctantly stood, his legs feeling unsteady. Around him, his classmates whispered in dozens of languages, speculation running wild. The human was known for being quiet, average in his studies, and unremarkable in every measurable way. What could the Galactic Defense Council possibly want with him? The lead officer approached Marcus's row, the honor box held reverently in his hands. "Cadet Marcus Chen, designation unknown to our records until yesterday, you are hereby recognized by the Galactic Defense Council for extraordinary valor in the face of overwhelming odds." "There's been a mistake," Marcus said quietly, his voice barely carrying across the silent classroom. "I haven't done anything." The officer smiled, an expression that looked strange on his reptilian features. "On the contrary, Cadet, 3 standard weeks ago, during what you believe to be a routine training simulation, you single-handedly prevented what would have been the greatest disaster in Academy history." Professor Zalthek stepped closer, his scientific curiosity overriding his annoyance. "Simulation 247B, the asteroid impact scenario. That was just theoretical modeling." "No, Professor," the officer replied, never taking his eyes off Marcus. "It was not." The classroom erupted in whispers. Marcus felt the blood drain from his face. The simulation had been brutal, a massive asteroid on a collision course with the Academy station. Every other cadet had followed standard evacuation protocols. But Marcus had noticed something in the data, a tiny inconsistency in the gravitational readings that suggested the asteroid wasn't solid. He had ignored protocol, stayed behind, and fired a single probe into what others assumed was solid rock. The probe had revealed a hollow interior filled with an unknown, highly volatile compound. Instead of following the evacuation, he had spent 18 hours calculating a precision strike that would detonate the compound safely, destroying the asteroid completely. "The asteroid was real," Marcus whispered, the implications hitting him. "The station, the evacuation, all real," the officer confirmed. "We had hoped to stop it through conventional means, but our calculations showed a 97.3% probability of catastrophic failure. When you deviated from the simulation parameters and destroyed the asteroid completely, you saved not just this academy but the 2.3 million sentients living on the surface below. The officer opened the honor box, revealing a medal unlike anything Marcus had ever seen. It seemed to contain stars, actual points of light that swirled within the crystalline structure. This is the Star of Valor, Cadet Chen. In the 3,000 years of the Galactic Defense Council's existence, it has been awarded only 47 times. You are the first human to receive it. As the medal was pinned to Marcus's uniform, he looked out at his classmates. There was awe in their eyes now, respect where there had been indifference. But more than that, there was something else. A recognition that perhaps they had underestimated not just him, but his entire species. A Zentari cadet in the front row raised her hand tentatively. "Sir, how did he know? How did a first-year cadet see what our most advanced computers missed?" The officer looked back at Marcus, who was still staring at the medal in shock. "That, cadet, is what makes humans so remarkable. They have this inexplicable ability to see patterns where others see chaos, to find hope where others see only despair, and to act with courage when logic demands retreat." He turned back to address the entire class. Cadet Chen didn't save those lives through superior technology or advanced training. He saved them because when faced with an impossible situation, he did what humans do best. He refused to accept that impossible meant inevitable. As the ceremony concluded and the officers departed, Professor Zaltek looked at his class with new understanding. In the corner, Marcus Chen sat quietly in seat 43A, the Star of Valor catching the light from the classroom's artificial sun. "Now then," Zaltek said, his voice carrying a note of wonder, "let us reconsider the theoretical impossibilities of faster-than-light travel. Perhaps, with human intuition to guide us, the impossible is simply the next problem to solve." The class leaned forward, eager to learn, and in seat 43A, the quiet human cadet smiled for the first time in weeks.